Good evening, everyone. So today we are going to start with Power BI. So before starting with Power BI, let's take what exactly is Power BI, why we use it, and what is the whose product is Power BI, and how it has been done. Hope my screen is visible to everyone. Thanks for confirming. So the Power BI is a data visualization and business intelligence tool that converts data from multiple sources into a meaningful insight. What do you mean by that? Converts data from multiple data sources. For example, let's say a business has multiple data sources like ERP, SAP, Excel, SQL, and many other data sources here. You need a tool, always a tool which can get data from these different data sources, transform the data. When I say transformation, includes cleaning, massaging, adding some extra columns based on the existing column, like calculation. For example, let's say your data as say selling price and cost price. If you want profit, you can calculate from the data. That forms your massaging and transformations. And also, if your data is not in a proper table structure, you need to convert that into a table structure. So that's what we call as data transformation. Once we transform that, we convert that into an interactive dashboard. So the Power BI itself provides multiple software connectors and services. For example, there are APIs through which we can connect Power BI to multiple sources. There are connectors. For example, there are ready-made connectors available for the ERPs. That are also available in the Power BI desktop. So Power BI is a SaaS. That means software as a service. Power BI is a service-based and mobile Power BI apps available for different platforms. So Power BI you can access it not only in your desktop, desktop or laptop, but also on your mobile. So these are set of services which business users use Power BI to consume data and build the Power BI reports. We can do visualization in Excel, then why Power BI? You'll see in the visualizations in Excel. Now let's see what is in the coming sessions. We see how Power BI is superior than Excel. So at this point of time, if I explain you why we need Power BI, then if I tell you, you won't be able to understand. That should be something why people is using it. They are paying $10 per month along with Excel. If they are paying it, that means there is something value add. That's the reason they are using it. We will see in the upcoming session what is the use of Power BI and what is the advantages over Excel. Power BI is a desktop app used to create reports. Once it is created, we upload to Power BI service to publish the reports, which can be accessed via mobile app, any web browser, and so on. So Power BI desktop is a development tool where the developer used to develop the BI dashboards and so on. And once that's developed, they upload it into Power BI service, which is an online web platform where you publish the reports, which can be accessed by the many of the users. They can access it in their system or the mobile app. Any queries on this particular slide before we move on to the next one? Okay. Power BI is a cloud-based business analytics tools that enables fast and easy access of data. Somebody asked me why Power BI is superior than Excel. Excel has a limitation of the data, whereas Power BI can work in millions and billions of data. It's much faster than Excel. Fast and easy access of data. a live 360-degree view of businesses. That means with the help of data, we can get many inferences. In Excel, to prepare a chart, you might take 10-15 minutes. You need to have proper data. You cannot do much of the data massage. But in Power BI, you can create multiple reports, which gives a 360 view of the business. Moreover, in Excel, the visuals are not interlinked, whereas in Power BI, the visuals are interlinked. We can build a story around the data. Data discovery and exploration. With the help of Power BI, you can easily discover where the problem lies on, what exactly you need to do. As I told you, descriptive, predictive, diagnostics, and prescriptive analytics. It can easily run in Power BI if you know the business context in and out. Insights from any device. You can be viewing the Power BI dashboard in any device like mobile, any tablets, laptops, and desktops. Collaboration across the organization. Once the Power BI dashboard is developed, you can share it across the organization. All the people in your organization can, if you give the access, they can view the dashboards. So once you develop it, it can be shared across the organization. And the last, but then the important thing, anyone can visualize and analyze the data. It doesn't require much of the technical skills to do a basic visualization. If you see, it's not as simple as building a, it's very simple than building a Excel graph. It doesn't require any technical skills. So anyone can visualize the data and analyze the data using Power BI. Any queries till now? Yes. Are there any job opportunity of Power BI? Do we need any additional skills? There are many job opportunities for Power BI. If you see, Power BI is one of the leading BI. Do we need any additional skill set? Not exactly, but if you have some additional skill set like basic R or Python and SQL and Excel, of course. Excel is something where you can do a on-demand analysis. So if you the additional skill set like Excel is like mandatory for each and every. Wherever you go, whether you are manager, you are developer, you need to know the basic Excel. The additional skill set are, I can say, the basics are R and Python. Can we do freelancing by Power BI? Yes, you can do freelancing on any tool. Not only Power BI, you can do it on any, but that requires good marketing skills and enter into the market. There are many freelancing opportunities for Power BI, but for that you need to get a good amount of experience. What is the full form of BI? BI means business intelligence. Tableau versus Power BI. Yeah, good question. I was expecting this question. I would say Tableau is far better in terms of easy to use than Power BI. So if I tell you the history, there was a tool called MicroStrategy, which is a BI tool, which was not that easy to use, and also it was a little bit costlier as compared to Tableau. So there comes a Tableau in the era of 2010-11, where Tableau was very easy to use as compared to MicroStrategy. It was a bit cheaper as well. It costs around 1.2 lakhs per year, and Tableau was a market leader in the times of 2012 to 2017 in the BI space. Is my voice clear? Can anyone confirm? Okay. So Tableau was leading the market in the time period 2012 to 2017. But as you know, Microsoft, the disruptor, came to market and it disturbed the whole BI space. They offered Power BI for free in the initial stages. It actually cost $10 per month, but they bundled up with Office 365 and given it for free. Okay, so that's how, if you see the pricing of Tableau and Power BI, Tableau costs around 1.2 lakhs per year, whereas Power BI costs around $10 per month. And if you take a bundle of it, costs less than that. $10 means around 800 rupees per month, which costs you around 10,000 rupees a year, which is like 1/10 of the cost which Power BI the Tableau. So that's a major difference. But the use wise, Tableau is much superior than Power BI. But due to the cost, people are switching to Power BI from Tableau. Okay. Any other questions? If not, let's move on to the next slide. As I told you, Power BI Desktop is a tool where analysts and other users create data connections, data models, and reports. So Power BI Desktop is the tool where you create the dashboards, BIs, and everything. I can say it's a developer's tool, the Power BI Desktop, that developer will use to create models, reports, and everything. And once that's developed, they will publish into the Power BI service, which is a web-based service. Once they upload it, then they share the link of that Power BI dashboard to the users, so that the users within the organization can access that particular dashboard. To build a Power BI report, we do the following step. First of all, connecting to data source. Whatever is the data source, let's say SQL, Excel, any ERPs, we first need to connect to the data source. So is it free for us, or do we need to connect to Power BI? Power BI is free, but the pro license where we need the web as service, the Power BI service is not free. That will take around $10 per month. Whereas the Power BI Desktop is free to use. Then the next step, once we connect to the data source, we query the report. What we say as query, like cleaning the data, transformations, and everything, that becomes a querying the data. Once we get the data, we see whether it's in the proper format or not, whether it's a clean data or not. What are the steps required to do onto the dashboard? Then we prepare the dashboards and reports in the Power BI Desktop. Then we publish it to the Power BI service. Once we publish to the service, we share the report so that the mobile users and all other users can access the dashboard. And also you need to accessing that dashboard, the admin person of the Power BI service needs to give the permission for the user. We need to give the permission to the user. How we add the user? Via the email ID. Whatever email ID is getting added, they can access the dashboard. So we will be professional or basic. So the Power BI we are learning right now, it's kind of intermediate level. It's not a fully with hard work you can learn and gain expertise in Power BI. It's just a what we are helping you to climb 3 to 4 steps, but rest of the steps you need to climb on your own. Simply like.
Balaji, your voice is not audible properly. Just check now.
Just give me one. Is it audible now?
Yes, Balaji.
Okay. So do we need to learn Python and R? Is it not sufficient to learn Power BI? So it's always recommended to have the basic knowledge of R and Python. What is R? What is Python? Because some of the analysis is To be okay at a intermediate or a basic level, it's okay. But when you want to be expertise in Power BI, sometimes we need to learn you get the packages from R and Python. Some of the packages we need to import into Power BI. We need to know how do we integrate with R and Python. So you need to have, if you have the basic knowledge of R and Python, that's very much sufficient for the Power BI. But it's recommended, it's not must to have, but it's recommended to have the basic knowledge of R and Python. Okay, any other questions? Let me see in the chat box. Let's move on to the next slide. Power BI is a faster and performs better when there is a smaller volume of data. That's with everything. Whenever the volume of data is smaller, the processing time increases. Power BI provides an interface based on Office 365, which is user-friendly, intuitive, and easy to understand. As you know, we have been working with Microsoft Office since ages. So Power BI also has the same UI similar to the Microsoft Office. So people feel very user friendly when they use Power BI because they have been using the Microsoft Office from the ages. Using Power BI, I can work with several data sources such as Excel, text file, JSON file, SQL Server, IBD, IBM DB2, MySQL, and so on. You can work with n number of data sources. How to get Power BI software? I will give you the link. You can download it from there. No, I cannot share this particular PPT with you guys. Power BI can connect with R programming languages. As I told you, Power BI can connect to R, and also supports data analytics, expression functions, and measures. So whatever calculations we do in Power BI, we need to write a DAX. DAX is a very important part in Power BI, via which we do the core analytics. Today, many people say I am Power BI developer, I know Power BI, but the only thing in which they fail is DAX, because DAX is kind of a data analytics expression. As the name suggests, it's used for the data analysis. If you don't know DAX, then you might not be do the data analysis in Excel. You can not in Excel, the Power BI. You can just do the BI, just prepare the graphs. So DAX is one of the important thing in Power BI. Power BI has a functional integration with Microsoft Azure Cloud. It helps to analyze insights and patterns in the data set. As a core part of analysis, we need to analyze a huge chunk of data, and we need to get insights and patterns from the data set. That's the core job of data analytics and BI. So Power BI is helping you to do that. It integrates with Microsoft Azure Cloud Platform very easily. As you know, Microsoft Power BI is a product of Microsoft. Azure Azure itself is as the name says, a part of Microsoft. So they can integrate easily. What is R programming? R is a statistical tool where you can write more statistical functions and so on. You can Google it out for the what exactly is R function, how we can have the things. So can Power BI connect to Python? Yes, it connects with Python codes. You can write Python scripts inside the Power BI as well. Is it possible to model data in Power BI? If yes, why we need data warehouse and model the data warehouse, dimensional model, then build dashboard over it. We can modeling is also part of Power BI. When we work with different tables, we need to model the data. So modeling is possible, and it's normally we do the modeling whenever we work with multiple tables. I haven't got your second part. If yes, why we need data warehouse and model the data warehouse dimensional model that build dashboard. If you're asking why we need data models in the external databases and we connect Power BI to that. So it might be that data might be faster when, for example, if you have the model in the SQL Server or something, then the processes of performance is faster. But normally we get the data into Power BI, then we do the modeling in Power BI. What is R programming? I answered that question. Is MySQL used for Power BI tool? Power BI can connect to MySQL, which is more familiar growing tool in the industry, Tableau or Power BI. Tableau was a market leader, but now Power BI is the market leader. The only thing which made Power BI superior to Tableau is the cost. So what about Microsoft Clarity? I don't have any idea what is Microsoft Clarity. Sorry for that. What are demerits of Power BI? There are no demerits right now because initially when Power BI was in the market, there were very less functionality as compared to Tableau. But in the last 3 to 4 years, they enhance the capabilities of Power BI to a next level. Right now, there are no demerits apart from the user friendly. For example, in calculation, if I compare Tableau with Power BI, I need to write tags for the calculation of the Power BI, whereas which is people feel difficult to write it. But whereas in Tableau, it's easy to write the calculations. So that's one thing I can say the easy to use is Tableau rather than Power BI. But Power BI also very good in terms of tax is more powerful than the many of the formulas. So there are some merits and demerits of Power BI. Each and every tool has its pros and cons. So how does to manage data from such different types of sources? So is a BI tool, it needs to connect to different data sources. It can connect to different web-based ERPs as well. There are connectors in Power BI which will connect to these data sources. Is it possible to connect to Workbench? Yes, it is possible. What about IBM Cognos? IBM Cognos is also BI tool. I don't have much idea on it, but it's a different BI tool, similar to Power BI and Tableau. Like I told you, I was on MicroStrategy as well. There are many BI tools. IBM Cognos is one of them. So if you say it is sufficient to learn Power BI in 5 days, is it completely understandable in these given days? I would say, as I told you, in these 5 days, we are helping. For example, if you want to climb 5 stairs, we are helping you to climb 5 of these stairs so that you know how to climb these stairs. And remaining 5 of the stairs, you need to climb it on your own. And also, there are some courses in ExcelR which gives an in-depth training about Power BI, Tableau, and Excel. You can write it to edl@excelr.com. They can help you with that. But these courses are sufficient to get started, like to an intermediate level. You need to hard work, get some information from the online, then you need to expertise your skills. These are just the things we are making you confident and expertise so that you can start using the Power BI. With this, you can build basic dashboard. If you want to build complex dashboard, then you need to learn more skills. Hope I had answered your question. Is there any relation to Power BI? I haven't got your question, Lakshma Reddy. Sir, is Power BI and Google Analytics similar? All the BI tools are similar to each other. Their core job is to do the business, analyze the data and gets the inferences. They are similar. The way of working might be different. The formulas and analysis connections might be different, but all the BI tool does the same job. So is there any library in Python connect with? It can connect to all the libraries in Python. Amazon QuickSight, I don't have any information or knowledge about Amazon QuickSight. What is the scope of Power BI and markets? Power BI is one of the leading BI tools. There are n number of opportunities for Power BI. If you want to see what are the opportunities, go to Naukri or LinkedIn and search for Power BI developer, and you can see how much recruitment or the need or the posts are made in Naukri and LinkedIn. From that, you can know the scope of Power BI. So we also analyze data in Python in machine learning. Then why Power BI? So Python and R, you can analyze the data. I'm not saying you cannot, but can everyone analyze the data? Does everyone has the skill set to analyze the data in R, Python, or any other machine learning tool? I would say no. So that's the reason Power BI is for the kind of people who have the basic technical skills and as a good business knowledge. They can easily use the Power BI. Python are not that easy to use as compared to Power BI. So that's the reason when we go for a BI. Because I am from a finance student, so it's to get job easily. So you can become, as if from a finance background, you can become financial analyst. To analyze the financial data, you need the Power BI. Do you know about Pega system? No, I don't know about Pega system. Non-technical student can learn Power BI. Yes, non-technical student can learn Power BI, but they need to do the hard work in the beginning, because everything, nothing comes for free. You need to work hard. Then only you would be able to get a good job in Power BI. Even though if you are from a non-technical background, that doesn't matter. Just do the hard work. You need to do more hard work than a technical student, because he has learned that in his college time you would be applying that, but for you need to learn it. So do we need to buy Power BI, or we can get pirated version? There is no pirated version. Don't download any pirated version of Power BI. Power BI developer is free to use. You can download it from the Microsoft site itself. I will guide you how to download it. Is only Microsoft as Power BI? Leo, the question is bit I would say Power BI is a name of a BI tool which is developed by Microsoft. If you say Tableau is a part, it was developed by Tableau Corporation. Now I think it's taken over by Salesforce. So my Power BI is developed by the Microsoft. It's not a separate tool. Okay, I hope I answered all the questions. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Power BI Desktop, as I told you, Power BI Desktop is a free application you install on your local computer. Okay, that lets you to connect to transform, visualize your data. With Power BI Desktop, you can connect to multiple different sources of data. As I told you, you can connect to n number of data sources, and day on day it's getting added. If you go, when I download Power BI and show you, I can show you what are the data sources which are present in Power BI. You can connect to multiple different sources and combine them in Power BI. That's called as modeling. Somebody asked me, can we do modeling in Power BI? Yes, we can do modeling. We can combine data from multiple sources, do the modeling and get the insights from them. This data model lets you to build visuals, collections of visuals, and you can share these particular reports to the other people inside your organization. So Power BI has one limitation. You can share the reports only inside your organization. If you want, there is also a way to share outside the organization, but that you need to contact your local IT team to get as a tenant to Microsoft Azure admin and so on. But normally there is always a restriction. You can share only to a organization. Most users who work on BI projects use Power BI Desktop to create reports. Then they use Power BI service to share their reports with others. As I told you, Desktop is a developer's tool. They download the Power BI Desktop application, they develop the reports and everything. Then they share it on the Power BI service. Power BI service is an online platform where you can upload the report and share the link with the users of your organization. Any questions on this particular slide? So what is the difference between Excel and Power BI? Excel is a tool where it can do limited data visualization and analytics, but Power BI is very powerful. Can you connect Excel to millions and billions of data? No. In Power BI, you can connect to. Can you connect Power BI to Excel to multiple data sources? No. Can you do modeling in Power BI, Excel? No. But you can do it in Power BI. Is the visuals, the graphs which you create, are they interlinked to each other? No. In Excel, it's not possible, but Power BI, it's possible. Can you teach how to connect Power BI with Python? No, that's not a part of curriculum, but I will try. If time permits, I can show you how to connect Power BI to Python. If time permits, I will definitely do that. So if I complete my 5 days training, then I'm able to get a job. It's always depends upon it. If you complete this 5 days training and do more practice on building the dashboards, if you do practice and if you Google it for the things which you don't know, then you can definitely get a job. But I would say that needs a hard work. The 5 days we are giving the basic to intermediate, but normally industry requires an expert. To gain the expert, you need to learn more things. You need to start building the dashboards and do the modeling. So will you be teaching us how to create a dashboard through Power BI? Yes, I will create a sample dashboard in Power BI. Why Power BI is needed? I already answered this question. Power BI is a BI tool. And no, right now there is no limitation in Power BI to handle the data. Of course, when the data increases in Power BI, the performance gets hampered. What is the I courses of Power BI? Note 5 Pro. I don't understand your question. What is I courses of Power BI? If you're asking for the other courses of Power BI, you need to check with EDL@ExcelR.com, and I think they also given you some contact numbers. You can contact on that, or drop by email to EDL@ExcelR.com. They will be able to assist you if you want to explore other courses. Is there a direct connection to the backend or load the data to a report, or if both are possible, can modeling with multiple sources possible in both the cases? Direct connection has some limitations. Some of the DAX formulas won't work on direct connection. And normally people load the data, the summarized data. For example, let's say in a database, you have the data for India, but I want just data for Mumbai. Then I can query the data so that only the Mumbai data comes into the dashboard. So this way we can limit the data. But if you put a direct connection, it's always hampers the performance. But we can have a direct and import the load data into the report. How many days of course? I think Power BI works on raw data. This particular is of 5 days, but if you want to explore about the other courses, you need to check with the ExcelR team, EDL at direct ExcelR. I think BI tools works on raw data. Everything is a raw data. Whatever you get, it's a raw data itself. What is a better option in terms of performance? Making data model in Power BI, making the data model in data warehouse. I would say, I would recommend personally that if the data is not that huge, then do the modeling in Power BI, because everything is in one place, you can easily edit it. If the data is very huge and modeling capability is not is hampering your performance of Power BI, then do it into the others like SQL and other SSAS and so on. The data modeling is very huge. It, based on my experience, we haven't encountered a chance where the modeling is not possible in Power BI. We always do everything in the Power BI so that everything is in a place, and when there is an edit, we can easily edit. So I am also master in C, DSA, DBMS, Python, and a front-end developer. Okay, great to know that. Jobs regarding Power BI for freshers. Yes, there are many jobs for Power BI freshers, but the interview, you need to crack it. The interview is not easy because there are many freshers in competition. You might be competing with 20 or 50 freshers who are applying for the Power BI job. You need to have a good technical skills, then only you can land in the job. You need to crack the interview. Moving on to the next slide. So this is how you download the Power BI. I will guide you how to download the Power BI. You need to go to Microsoft site. I think this link is not updated. I will give you the updated link. Once you download, you get this particular screen. We will see that you need to sign in or register. You don't need to sign in or register into Microsoft Pro account. As I told you, for training and developer, you don't need a Pro license. You don't need to register or sign in with a new Pro license. Only the Power BI service which you want to access, that requires a Pro license. Go to this particular link. I paste it onto the chat window. Just a minute, I'm accessing the link is not working. Just give me 1 minute. There is a gallery where you can publish your works. Data storage gallery. So this is the gallery link where you can see the Power BI reports which are developed by the other or other Microsoft Power BI experts. So this is how you can develop the dashboards in Power BI. We will go through one of the report. So this is a HR analytics dashboard which someone has prepared. So this is the dashboard of someone has prepared in the Power BI for the year 19. They given the filters, departments, and so on. What is the total employee? What is the iteration, gender-wise iteration, age-wise analysis, and so on. So by this way, you can develop your Power BI dashboards. And you can also go to this particular community link wherein you get idea how to develop the dashboards. Some of the dashboards are very good. If you see over here, some of the dashboards are very good. You can go through it and see how you can get a idea how you can create the dashboards in Power BI. I have given you the link in your free time after this particular course or after this particular session. We can go through this particular link and see how we can how powerful the Power BI is. Somebody asked me the question, why not Excel, only Power BI? The answer, you will get the answer once you see these particular reports. Okay, somebody has written, for visualization Power BI, are we loading the data from Excel by dragging and dropping or dragging it only way? So I will tell you how to load the data. We will see how to load the data into Power BI. Okay. Let's now go back to the PPT. In your free time, you can go through this particular gallery. And so can you please send the link again? Okay, I'm sharing the link again. Or in the Google, you can type Microsoft data stories, Microsoft Fabric data stories. That also take you this particular link. Okay. I will tell you how to download Power BI. Just let's see how learn about the Power BI. Then we will see how to download the Power BI. Power BI was originally called Project Crescent and was initially available in 2011. So Power BI was initially named as Project Crescent and it was available on July 2011. Bundled with SQL Server with codename Denali. So it was part of Microsoft SQL Server. Then it was renamed to Power BI when they seen that people, the market is moving towards BI, and that is Tableau who has developed as a inbuilt BI tool. So they rename it to Power BI in September 2013 as a Microsoft Office 365. Now it's part of Microsoft Office. So initially it was based on Excel features, Excel Power Query, the Power Pivot, the Power View, the Power Map, which are there in Excel, were the part of Power BI itself. Since people are using Excel and they want to do a deep dive analysis on Excel, so they integrated some of the parts, that is Power Query, Power Pivot, the Power View, the Power Maps, they integrated into Excel as an add-in. And Power BI was released as a standalone product in July 2015. July 2015 is the time when Power BI is launched as a standalone product. Initially, it was part of SQL Server, then it was something were part of the Excel. Then in 2015 July, they launched the Power BI as a whole BI tool. Today, Microsoft regularly updates the Power BI. If you see the updates of Power BI, it's on a monthly basis. Each month they update some more the other features. So day on day, they are improving their functionalities. So to get the Power, download the Power BI, you can download it from the Microsoft site. Windows 10 users can get it from the Windows Store. So Power BI or Power BI desktop, which one I have to download? Don't download anything right now. We give you the link and also guide you how to download it. Don't download it anything right now. Smooth installation of Power BI, Windows 8.1 or Windows Server 2012 R2 or later. .NET 4.62 or later. You need the .NET framework. Microsoft Edge browser or Chrome browser, anything will work. Any browser will work. But it works well with Microsoft Edge as it's a part of Microsoft. RAM at least 2 GB, but it's always recommended to have 4 GB RAM. The display should be at least 1440 and 900 or 1600 into 900. That is 16:9 ratio is required. Lower resolutions aren't supported because of some controls. So these are some of the requirements to install Power BI. Windows 8.1, Microsoft Edge browser or Chrome browser also supports. RAM should be at least 2 GB or 4 GB is the best recommended one. If 2 GB also it works properly. Display settings. If you set your display and change size of the text, apps or items more than 100%, you won't be see the dialog box. So sometimes the dialog box goes beyond the taskbar. So for that, the system settings should be 100%. Normally by default it's there. If not, you need to go to settings, system, display, and slider to return the display settings to 100. Settings, system, display. The displays mostly for everyone it works properly. If the display setting is not proper, then you can go to system, display, and do the settings. 64-bit processor is recommended with 1 gigahertz and 64-bit processor. WebView is automatically installed with Power Desktop. If it is not installed, we need to install it manually. Okay, guys, let's now go to the Power BI. First of all, let me take the questions which are posted onto the chat. So I'm a Mac user. How should I download Power BI? Power BI is not available in Mac. Sorry, you need to get a Windows laptop. So resolution is not suitable. It's okay. You can check. 16:9 is proper. Today I tried, but I got WebView 2 error. And then you need to install the WebView 2 if you're getting a WebView error. I would recommend do uninstall it and do install it along with me. So your screen is not shown. Please check. Yeah, I have stopped sharing the screen since the PPT is completed. Okay. Just give me 1 minute to give you the Power BI link, latest Power BI link where you can download. Okay, guys, I'm passing on the link. Just go on to this particular link. It's a Microsoft site. You get this particular page. Everybody go through this particular link to get this particular page. Inside that, you have the option to download. Click on download and check the 64-bit version. Don't download this. Just download the 64-bit version, which is 446.2 MB. Download the 64-bit version. Once you download it, you can install it. You know, I think all of you know how to install any software. If you already downloaded and working properly, no need to download it again. You go to the link Click on download, you get this particular dialog box. Check this particular box and say download. And do confirm me once you download it and install the Power BI desktop. Once you install it, you get this particular view. This is the view you will get once you download the Power BI. Just close that one. We will explain again, sir. The link which I given onto the chat window, I am again posting the link. You need to click on this link. You will be landed onto this particular page. Click on download. You get two options. One is Power BI desktop setup exe and the other is Power BI desktop setup underscore 64 exe. You need to check this one and click on download. That's it. Do confirm it to me once you download the install the Power BI. Once you install, you get this particular screen. You will get a green banner. Close that. If it prompts for login or register, don't do anything. Just close that window and you will get this particular screen. And if you are getting any error, do post the screenshot on the chat. I will try to resolve it. I give another 5 minutes for you to download and install it. Rather 7 minutes. Right now it's 7:48. I give time till 7:55 to get Power BI downloaded and installed. As I told you, download the 64 exe. If somebody getting the error for the .NET framework, install the .NET framework as well. If it's a older, you will get the problem of .NET framework and everything in the older version of the Windows. Somebody asked me how Power BI will be helpful in future. If you see, there are Power Apps, Power Automate, which is a RPA tool, Power App, which you can develop the basic application. That is Microsoft Fabric, Gateway, Data Flow. There are n number of things. One Data. Microsoft, as they develop Microsoft Office, they are now developing a Power Platform. Now they call it a Microsoft Fabric. So there are lots and lots of scope with Microsoft Power products, the Power BI, the Power Automate, and so on. Guys, please pay attention. I have repeated how to install the Power BI 2 to 3 times. I again tell you, I provided you the link. I again give you the link. You need to go to this particular link. Then this particular web page opens up. Then click on download and download the 64-bit version. Check this and click on download and then install it. Once you install, you get a green banner. Close that, and behind that, you will get this particular screen. If you are not getting this particular screen, I will download it and install the Power BI. If you are not getting this particular screen, just put the screen which you are getting. Banu, if you are getting the error for Microsoft .NET framework, then you need to install the .NET framework first. Go to Google and check how to install .NET framework. You install that, then install the Power BI. Yes, you need to accept the terms and in the license agreement to install it. If you are getting a sign-in screen, don't sign in. You get a close. Just close that. You get a cross symbol in the right-hand side top corner. Just close that particular banner. As the banner, you see this particular screen. Yes, if you log in with your school email, university email ID, you can access the Power BI service. When you log into the university email ID, it's equal to your pro license. So you get the advantages which you get are you can download any custom visuals, you can upload your dashboard to the Power BI service, you can do the admin part, and also you can share that Power BI report to your colleagues, that is your co-students who has that EDU email ID. Apart from that, the developer thing doesn't have any difference. Whatever you can do it in free version, you can do it in pro version both.
The development doesn't have any difference. Only the difference is you cannot act in normal license, normal free one. You cannot access Power BI service, which is a web-based platform. And also you cannot download the custom visualizations. If you are getting a different screen, do post the screenshot onto the chat. I will try to resolve it. It's not 700 MB, it's only 446 MB. Okay. I believe most of you download and install the Power BI. You see this particular screen. Let's go to the file option. If you see this UI, it's very similar to Excel. You have file option, then tabs like home, insert, modeling, view, optimize, and so on. You have the file option. Inside file, you can open the recent reports. You can save it, save as, get data, import and export. We will leave this because these are available in the ribbons as well. We go to options and settings. Inside that, we go to options. Similar to Excel, here also we have the customization available. Type deduction. For example, whenever you load the data, automatically Power BI deducts the type. That is whether it's a text, number, Boolean, or so on. Then this is the Power Query layout. Enable M intelligence in the formula bar. What is intelligence? If you type A, you get that particular formula name in the drop down. That is called as intelligence. You can enable it. There are many things in security, privacy, and all. If you want to change anything, you can do it onto the options and settings. Some are preview features. Most of the preview features like shape map visual. One of the visual that is shape map, which is present over here. If you want to enable it, you can enable it. Q&A, which is part of Microsoft AI capability. If you want to add Spanish language support for Q&A, you can add it. Then Power BI infrastructure update. If you want to auto update the Power BI and so on. Web page connector, Spark lines. These are the options which you get in Power BI. This is report setting. You can customize the view or the settings of Power BI using the options part. For example, you need to go to file and then options and settings and options. Okay. Then inside home, let me minimize this floating windows. Sign is, so I got it. Please tell once how what you told. Okay, sign in is not required. You don't need to sign in. People who are installing it, it's no problem. We are not going to prepare any visuals or dashboards in today's session. We are just going to understand what all the features are there in Power BI. So if it is not installed, no problem. Just go through the session. After the session, you can install it. Tomorrow we'll be starting with the building the visuals and so on. Inside home, when you click on this get data, connect data from multiple sources. If you want to get data from multiple sources, you go to get data. Here you see Excel workbook, Power BI data sets, data flows, SQL Server analysis service, text, web. If you want a blank query, if you want to you yourself write a query, then you can click on blank query. If I click on more, you get all the data sources. Excel workbook, JSON file, PDF. I don't know what is Parquet. It's one of the data source, SharePoint folder, SQL Server database, Access database, IBM DB2. There are many things. If you go Google BigQuery, Snowflake is there. Power BI datasets are there. Azure Data Lake, Gen1 storage. If you see, there are many sales. You can connect to Salesforce reports and objects as well. You can connect to GitHub, LinkedIn Sales Navigator also you can connect to if you have the premium version of LinkedIn. There are many things, Amazon Athena, Python script, ODBC connector, OLEDB connector, automation, anywhere you can connect to n number of data sources. Can you see how much data sources it can connect to? Survey Monkey, which we use normally use for conducting these surveys. Zoho, we can connect to Zoho CRM as well. So there are many connectors which are available in Power BI. You can connect to n number of data sources. Right now, don't select anything. We will do work only with Excel because I don't have access to any of much of the data sources. I do have access to Excel and text file. So we will be working on Excel and text file itself. But right now, don't need to connect to any of the things. I just want to show you how the data connections we can do it in Excel. Then, if you want to insert any shape, anything, text box, buttons, or images, we can insert from the Insert tab. Then if you go to modeling, this I will cover up later because this needs, you guys need to understand what is modeling, what is analytics, what is parameter, and then in the view you can see the layout, page view, whether you want fit to page, actual size, fit to width, and so on. If you want a mobile layout, you can click on mobile layout. The layout become a mobile one. Can you see? If you want to design a dashboard for mobile, you can switch to mobile layout. These are like performance analyzer. If you want to analyze the performance of the dashboard, you can click on the performance analyzer and can see which are the functions or the tax expression that is taking more time. It gives each and every expression the time it takes to refresh it. And there are some questions onto the chat. So do we need to change settings? No, you need not to do anything with the settings because I just given you for your knowledge, shown you for the knowledge. Visualization is not appeared on the right side. If your visualization is not appearing, that means if you see this particular screen, just click on the visualization. That's it. If the installation is not happening, it might be due to the internet speed or your system. Please check one more time after the session. It should get applied. So these are the report names. Can you see page one? If I add one more thing, these are report names. Multiple reports will become a dashboard. Multiple reports in a Power BI desktop will become a dashboard. Then these are the three panes. One is report view, the other is a data view, and third one is a model view where you build the models. Somebody asked me about the models. This is a view where we build models in Power BI. This is a data view where you can see the, if you import some data, you can see the data over here. This is a visualization view. This is a view which you present to the end user. This is a visualization view. Minimum, there is a requirement of 2 GB, but it's always recommended to have a 4 GB RAM to run the Power BI desktop. Okay, let's now try the sample data set. Everybody click on try sample data set and click on load sample data. And select the financials and say load. That's it. how does Power BI reports gets developed into a Power BI dashboard? We will see, we will build one of the dashboards in Power BI and publish over the Power BI service. I will tell you again how to download the sample data set. We delete the one which I just imported. Everybody, can you see this particular screen? Import from Excel, import from SQL Server, paste it from a blank table. Last option, we have try sample data set. Just click on try sample data set. You get this particular screen and say load sample data. You get two options. One is financials, the other is the sheet one. Load financials and click on load data. Check this financials and click on load data. Just load this particular data. Is everybody loaded the financials data? I give next 2 minutes to load the financials data. Then we will move on to how to see the data, how to do the calculations and so on. And what is Power Query, why it is used and so on. Yes, you can model data from different data sources like Excel, then text file, then SQL Server, other ERPs. You can get the all the data into Power BI and do the modeling as well. Okay, I will. Many of you asking to explain how to load it. I will explain for one last time. Let me delete this particular financials data. Delete from model. Let me delete it. So now you see this particular screen. Import from Excel, import from SQL Server, paste data into a blank table, and last one is try sample data set. Just click on that. Then click on load sample data. Then check financials and click on load. That's it, your data will be loaded. Okay, once the data is loaded, now I want to view what's inside the data. Okay, for that I need to go to data view. Can you see this? This is report view, data view, and this is model view. I go to data view. So this is what the data that has been loaded. Segment, country, what is the product, what is the discount band, is it low, high or no discount? We can see whether it's high discount product or low discount product or medium one, or there is no discount on the product itself. Then we can see the units sold. What is the unit sold? What is the manufacturing price? What is the sales price? And what is the gross sales? How much discount we are given it? What is the total sales? What is the COGS? COGS is nothing but cost of goods sold. That is, this is selling price, this is cost price. Then what is the profit? on which date this profit has been recorded, the month number, month name, and the year. So as I told you, we can do data massaging of the data. Is everyone clear where we can see the data and analyze it? Just give me one minute. Okay. Is everyone clear? How do we analyze the data? How we can view the data, whether the data is loaded properly or not? Okay, I will repeat one more time. This is a report view. If I want to view the data, I need to go to data view. I click on data view and I click on financials, this particular table, and I can see the data, what's inside this particular table. Okay. I can read all the data. What is the country, segment, discount band, unit sold, what is the manufacturing price of a unit, and so on. Is it clear for everyone? What is model view? I will explain in the upcoming sessions because this is used for doing data modeling. We will cover up in the upcoming session. It show my data isn't loaded. That means the data might not loaded. Mukesh, your data if it's not loaded, if it's still loading due to your system, then you won't be able to see. So now, as I told you, we can do the data massaging. For example, if I want to change some data over here, if I want to change the data type or do something on the data massaging, if I want to clean some data, then what is the option I have? I need to go to Power Query. This is Power BI. Power Query is the ETL. Power Query is the ETL. So to go into Power Query, go to Home tab and click on Transform Data. It will take me to the new window. You need to go to Home. You need to go to Home tab and click on Transform Data. That will take you to this particular window. People who are not able to view the data, just paste the screenshot. Let me see what is the exact thing you are not able to view. By the time they post the screenshot, let's see how we can transform the data. And what is a Power Query? As I told you initially, Power Query is a ETL tool. ETL means extract, transformation, and load. What is the full form of ETL? It's extraction of data, click on apply changes. People who are not seeing this particular screen, click on apply changes, then go to data view. You need to click on apply changes. Okay. Power Query is a ETL tool. Power Query is a ETL tool. ETL stand for extract, transform, and load. What is extraction? That is pull or extract data from a data source. You need to get from a data source, right? Extract data from data source. Transformation, that means if you want to do any changes like data cleaning. One example is data cleaning. You extract the data source, you clean the data. Now what you need to do, you need to load it into the destination, that is Power BI. Load to Power BI. So this is what is called as ETL, extraction of data from a data source. Then you do the cleansing and load it into Power BI. If you go to the Power BI screen now, can you see this is data is getting loaded, extracted from the data source. That is the data source from which we extracted the data. Okay, now I'm doing the cleaning. Okay, for example, if I need to change the data type, for example, this is how you change the data type. If I want to convert this into a, this is text, we cannot convert it. This is manufacturing price. This is as a whole number. If I want to convert to decimal, I click on here. It will convert to decimal. Can you see it's converted to decimal? And whatever changes I do over here, a new step has been added over here. Can you see? If I change the sales price into the decimal, if I change sales price into decimal, can you see? It's added over here in this particular step. Manufacturing type as a number, sales price as a number. So whatever changes you do, it's get added over here. Is it clear? This is, I just given the example. How do you change the data type? You want to change the data type, just click on here and change the data type of your choice. Is it clear for everyone? Next, we will see. Okay, this is Power Query. As I told you, Power Query is a ETL tool. Yes, I will explain once again. I know some of you has understood, some of you has not understood it. So it's a ETL tool. Can you see this window? And here are the applied steps. That means once it came into ETL, what are the steps you applied? First of all, it's saying the source. This is a source of the file. If you see, this is the source of the file. It's lying on the Microsoft file. There is a sample ExcelR, which is lying onto the Microsoft application. So it's a source of the file. Then the source has two tables. One is sheet one, the other is a financials. So we are navigating into the financials. Do you know we checked a particular checkbox financials? That's a navigation step. Now, if I want to change the data type, can you see it's a variant data type? ABC123. It's a text. I change it to text. Just click on this particular one. It will give you option to change it to a different data type. I change it to text. Here also I will change it to text. Similarly, here also I will change it to text. Unit sold. It's a whole number. You can change it accordingly. You just delete all these steps. Just keep source and navigation. You get this particular option to change the data type. After click on the text, is asking to insert option. Can you paste the screenshot onto the chat window? It should not ask for any insert option. This is how you change the data type of the things. Now let's move on to the others. If I want to remove a column, if I want to remove these two columns, I don't want the month number since I have the date. Since I have the date, I don't want month number. So what I do, I say remove the column. I just select the month number column. I go over here, remove columns, and I click on remove columns. Once I remove the column, can you see a step has been added over here? That means each and everything what you are doing, it's getting recorded. Each and every step which you are doing it in Power Query, it's getting recorded in the Power Query. Can you see over here? I have removed the month number that is getting recorded. If I want to undo it, normally in Excel you have the Control Z. Here, if you want to do the undo in Power Query, you just go to apply slide, remove the step. If I remove the step, can you see a month number has been put over here? It's back to the normal stage. If I want to remove the month number, I go to remove rows and click on, so not remove rows, remove columns. Since I need to remove this particular column, I click on remove column. That can you see removed column? If I want to remove multiple columns, then I select multiple one by pressing Control and I go and say remove column. Now these two columns are getting removed. Can you see month number, month name and year is getting removed? Is it clear for everyone how to remove a column? That means how to delete a column. Can you guys try changing the data type and removing the last three columns, that is month, number, name and year? Okay, I will show you how to undo and how to remove a column. Can you see the apply step? First step is source, second is the navigation. That means I gone to the Excel file, pull the data and moved navigated to this table financials. Then if you remember, we checked the checkbox financials and we said load data. After that, what we done? We have done the transformation of the column, that is we change the data type. Then we remove the columns. Now I want to undo this step of remove columns. So what I do, I just click on this remove columns. Can you see a cross mark? Once you select this particular remove column, can you see the cross mark? Just click on that. The removed column step will be eliminated or omitted or deleted. Now you can see month number, month name and year. Now if I want to remove it, I go to home. I select these 3 months with the help of control key. I select all the 3 columns and I say remove column. Can you see this option, remove column? If you click on this drop down, you get the option remove columns and remove other columns. If I click on remove other columns, apart from these 3 columns, everything will be removed. I need to click on remove columns. So that particular selected 3 columns is removed from the data. What is the use of applied steps option? Applied steps, normally we do the data transformation work, but we also want to keep track that what's happening in the query. It will go step by step. First it will go to source, navigation, and what are the data cleansing or the transformation step you applied. To keep a track of it and also the sequence in which the data transformation should work, we can get that idea from the applied steps. It will go step by step. First it will go to data source. Then it will go to navigation. Then if we change the data type, then it will remove the columns. So use of apply step is to view what are the data cleansing steps we applied onto the Power Query. So what all changes are done under change type? If you want to see what all changes are we done, we just change the data type. Can you see? We just change the data type of these things. If you click on this change type and you click on this drop down, you can see what all the changes has been made. We change the data type for segment, country, product, discount band, and so on. If you click on the remove columns and click on this particular drop down, it says table.remove columns. We are removing month number, month name, and year. Is it not visible for you, the applied steps? So while removing the column one by one, all are recorded in one step. Can we go back step by step? No, all the remove column functionalities, if you remove column one by one, then it will get recorded onto the one single step only. But in between, if you perform some operation, it will be recorded into a different step, because things which can be recorded in one step will get recorded into a one single step only. You cannot have 3 different steps. So how changes you made Please show. So I've done nothing, just change the data type and remove the last 3 columns. Is everyone tried remove columns? Now let's see, I want to remove the top row. Okay, now we will see how to remove a row. So what I do, I go to remove rows. Great, many of you are able to do the transformation step. I want to remove a row. I want to remove the top rows. If I want to remove top 10 rows, I go to remove rows. I click on remove rows. I click on top rows. And I want to remove top 10 rows. I say okay. So can you see the top 10 rows are getting removed? Can you see? This is Government Canada, Germany, and 10th row is Channel Partners, Germany. If I go over here and say remove top rows and insert it, if I give 10, it's starting from the 11th row, that is mid-market Mexico, enterprise Canada, and so on. Can you see the top 10 rows has been removed from the data? Just maximize it, you should get these particular applied steps. If you're not getting this query settings option, then again you go to the query editor, you can see these applied steps. Close it and try to reopen it, you should get this applied steps window. Okay, then we go to the so here we can remove the alternate bottom rows. If you want to remove alternate row, that is row number 1, then 3, then 5, and so on. If you want to remove the alternate rows, you can do the alternate rows. If you want to remove the duplicates, you can click on remove duplicates. All the duplicate entries will be removed. Can you see? It's only the unique dates are present over here. Can you see? Only the unique dates are present over here. All the duplicate dates are removed. If you press remove duplicate, all the duplicates will be removed. Okay, there are many options over here in the you can go through one by one in your row or to delete a row. I just remove this particular remove top rows and remove these things. Now let's go to the next tab, that is transform. Can you see? I remove this change data type. I want Power BI to automatically detect the data type. I want my Power BI to automatically detect the data type. So what I do, someone, sir, you are not audible. Am I audible to everyone? Can anyone confirm? Okay, good. So there is an option inside transform. There is an option to detect the data type. If you click on that, can you see the data type now? It's ABC123, ABC123, and so on. That is a variant data type. So if you click on detect data type, Power BI will automatically detect the data type of this, whether it's a number or so on. And if you're not satisfied with the result, if you see, Power BI detected the variant data type itself. If you are not satisfied with the result, then you can manually change the data type like text and so on. So this it's asking insert option like this. Wait, let me check. So the why you are getting this particular screen is you are clicked in the middle of the apply steps. Can you see you click the navigation button? That's the reason it's asking for the insert. Click on the last step of the applied step, that is your change type. Then it won't ask for the insert step. Can you see if I click on anywhere middle over here and I applied some step, for example, if I go to home and say remove column, so it also asks whether you want to insert this step. No, I don't want to insert step in between. I want to insert this step in last. So it's like the last option. Hope the query is resolved now. Next, we go to transformation. Yes, okay. Now we go to transformation and we say, if you want to rename a column, you can rename it like this. For example, if I want to replace a value, can you see Control H in Excel? I've used Control H in Excel to find and replace. I want to replace the government with the text GOVT. So I select this column and say replace values. What value I want to find is government. Say government, and I want to replace that with GOVT. If I say okay, can you see replace value has been added over.
Balaji, your voice is not proper.
Just give me one. I don't know what happened. Is it better now? Chandana, is it better now?
Yeah, Balaji. Now it's okay.
Okay. So could you tell us how to download the data set for data science? I have no idea. This is not a data science course. For data science project, you can download it from Kaggle, where you get a lot of data sets. Okay. So if I repeat this step again. I know my voice might be cracked then because of network, you might not heard what I've done. So if I want to replace all the government with GOVT, that is short form, I select this particular column. I say replace values. I click on it. I say what values you need to find out. I need to find out the value government and replace with GOVT. I say okay. Can you see all the governments are replaced with GOVT? Right? Here instead of United States of America, which is written over here, United States of America, I want it to be replaced with USA. I go over here, replace values. I paste United States of America and I replace that with USA. And I say okay. Can you see all the United States of America which is written? It's replaced by USA. And there are many other options. If I want to count rows, I can use this count row option. If I want to reverse the row, that is the topmost row should go below and so on, I can use the reverse row. Can everybody try the replace value? Then we will see how to transpose the data. No, it's not case sensitive as such. Just try replacing the value for government to GOVT and United States of America to USA. As I told you earlier, whenever you apply new step, the last step should be selected. If it is not selected, then you get the option to insert step. Whenever you apply new step, always make sure the last step is selected. Bonnie, what is a step you cannot change? You applied filter. If you select the filters, that particular filter step will be applied. I will show you what you have exactly done. If I go on to this, similar to we filter on Excel, if we go on to this and we filter something, you say okay, that particular rows will be filtered. Can you see? We just click on this, that filter will be removed. The column proofing on 1000 rows. I tell you, you are asking about this, right? The column proofing is on the 1000 rows. For example, let's say you have millions and billions of data. If everything is getting loaded onto the Power Query, it will take a lot of time to do a simple change as well. So what Power BI does is, it will load only the top 1000 rows so that you can view the data and do the transformations. Only sample top 1000 rows will be loaded from the entire data set. Is it clear? What is the top 1000 column profiling based on top 1000 rows? Okay, now we will see what is sorry. Now we will see what is transpose rows. Let me hide this. That means changes that we do will be applicable on the top 1000 rows. No, it's not like that. The column which you see here, it's only top 1000 rows. And you see, the moment you scroll, it will show you only the top 1000 rows. You cannot go beyond that. Okay, but the changes what you do will be applied across the data set. It's not like that it will apply only the top 1000 rows. It will be applied to all your data set. Okay. Now we will see what is a transpose option. So we seen in Excel as well, right? In transpose. What is transpose? Moving rows to column and columns to rows, right? Moving rows to column and columns to row. I click on transpose. Can you see all the data has been transposed? The, the headings came into the rows and the numbers are gone into the columns. Can you see the first column become my first row and so on. This is a transpose. That means rows has came down to columns and columns have moved up to rows. This is a transpose table. If you see right now, is everybody understood what is transpose table? It's very similar to the Excel where we seen page special transpose. Here also the same thing is happening, columns to rows and rows to column. And if you say reverse rows, can you see the last row came over here and the row which was on the top, that is government, might gone on to the last. You see, government Canada is moved to the last and channel partner US is moved down to top. If I remove this reverse row, can you see the first row was government Canada and last one was, it was channel partner USA. Can you see channel partners USA? That is, we are reversing the rows. Count rows will give you the count of the rows, or there are on total 7 rows. That will give the count of the rows. I just remove it just for the explanation. Okay, I will explain you how to do the transpose. On this data, you can, if you do the transpose, you won't get any meaning. How to the transpose is, you go to transform, you click on transpose, this particular button, the data will be transposed. This is how you do the transpose. And if you want to reverse the row, for example, if I say reverse the row, can you see the rows are getting reversed? That is, top row is gone to bottom and bottom row is came to top. If I click on again reverse row, it's again back to normal. Can you guys try this? Once you tried this, remove these two steps because these are unwanted ones. We are just, for the sake of practicing, we are doing this. You remove these 3 rows, 3, 1. We need to have the only the replaced value. What is the function of transfer? As I told you, the rows will move to columns and columns will move to rows. It's similar to the thing which we seen in Excel, page special transpose, right? That's exactly what is called as a transpose over here as well. I give next 2 minutes to try this out. Then we'll start with the new functionality. Okay, have you guys tried it out? Hope everyone has tried this particular transpose and whatever step is not required, you just click on the cross, that step will be removed. Okay. Now, if I want to add a particular data, if I want to add one more table onto this particular Power Query, what I want to add one more table into this Power Query. That is, let's say I have government, mid-market, and so on. I just copy this. I want to add one more table on this basis of segment, unique segments. So what I do, I go to enter data. You right click on this segment and click on copy. Everybody right click and say copy and go to enter data. You get this particular create table option and give the name as segment mapping. You give the name as segment mapping. Everybody copy the segment from here and click on enter data. Under home tab, you click on enter data. You give the name as segment mapping. Everybody given the name as segment mapping. Now select the column 1 and paste it. Everybody paste that particular copied text over here. Just press Ctrl V. Nothing else. Or you can say paste as well. That also works. Once you pasted that data, say OK and enter. Can you see a new table will be created with the name segment mapping? Do let me know once you created this particular table. Okay. So we can manually create a table in Power Query as well. We can manually create a table in Power Query. Now, if you see this particular segment, it's not unique, right? It's not unique, but I want a unique list of segments. Okay. So what I do, I go to remove rows. I select this column and go to remove rows and say remove duplicates. I have only the unique list of columns. I will tell you what is the purpose of creating this particular table, or the main purpose is to make you understand the functionalities of Power Query. I would say the main function, the main thing which I want, the reason behind creating this table is you need to understand the functionality of Power Query. You can create one more table in Power Query. Okay, I will explain you again. Everybody got this particular table created. Everybody got this table created. Then I want to remove the duplicates. I want a unique list of segment. I select this particular segment. I go to remove rows and say remove duplicate rows. That's it. I got a unique list of segment. I got a unique list of segment. Do let me know once everybody created this particular table. And are you going to establish a relationship between segment table and financials data? Yes, we will establish. We will see also the main purpose, as somebody asked why we are creating a segment table. The main purpose is to know the functionality of Power Query, and also for building a relationship, we need two tables with a common field. That's the reason I created this. Today we will see how to build a relationship, a basic relationship. But in the upcoming session, we will see what are different types of relationship we can build in the data model. Do let me know once you guys created this particular table, then we will move on to the relationship. Yes, it's all the relationships are based on foreign key and primary key. Here the duplicates are removed. The paste is nothing but to right click and say paste. For example, if when you click on enter data, and if you want to paste something, just right click and say paste. That's it, nothing else. Okay, hope everybody has created this particular table. Now, the most important thing. Now you have created this particular steps, the Power Query transformation steps and everything in Power Query. And these steps needs to apply to the Power BI data, right? Now you are done on the sample proofing. But when you want to apply it in the home tab, can you see close and apply? You get three options. Whether you want to apply, whether you want to close and apply, and close. Apply means you will be on this particular screen, but the changes will be applied to Power BI. Close means whatever you have done, you are not saving it. You don't want to do anything. You just want to close the window. That means you work on a particular Excel file. When you close it, you ask for save or don't save. If you press save, none of your changes are saved. Only the workbook, the existing workbook is getting saved. Similarly, if you say close, all these particular steps which you apply will be deleted, and the previous steps will be intact. When you say apply, you will be on this particular screen and the changes will be applied. When you say close and apply, that means the changes which you've done will be applied to the data and it will close this particular Power Query. I say close and apply. Okay. Can you see? Now it's getting applied to all the data sets. Can you see? Now it's getting applied to all the data. So somebody asked me whether it will apply only to the 1000 data or it will apply to the whole data. Once you close and say apply, it will start applying to all the data. Since we had only 700 records, the process was much faster. The more the data, the processing time will be higher. Now we go to data model. Can you see a relationship has been built between these two? So Power BI automatically detects the relationship between them. There is a common column name between these two tables. There are Power BI detects there are two tables. One is financials, the other is a segment. And there's a common field called segment within both of them. So what it does is automatically created the relationship between them. And if the Power BI is not automatically created, we can create the relationship on our own, saying we need to focus, select the segment. This is the segment. I will just drag and place it onto this particular segment. That's it. The relationship will be built in. Is everybody clear? What is a relationship? So here, whatever reports you develop will be viewed over here. Here you can see the data. Can you see? USA, that is United States of America, has been changed to USA. Government has been moved to the short form, and here you can see the relationship. Power BI automatically detects the relationship, builds for you. If you don't want it, you can just right click and say delete. That's it. Cross filtering direction relationship we will be seeing in the upcoming session. Today we are just covering the basic. What is a model view, what is a data view, and what is a report. Today we are going to cover only the basics. We will see in depth how to build the relationship, what are the cardinality, and so on. Is everyone clear up to this? So now we will move on to the Q&A. If you have any questions, we can post it onto the chat. I will try to solve that. Tomorrow we will start building up the visualizations. And after that, we will see the relationships, how to build the relationship using multiple tables. If you have any questions, post it onto the chat box. Yes, no need to save it. Tomorrow we will start with a new Excel file. If you want it, you can save it for your reference. It's well and good. But tomorrow we'll be starting with a new file. Arshar, I will share the best practices and in data modeling when we'll be doing the session on data relationships, that is data modeling. Because if I share the best practice, you won't be understand what I'm talking about. So let's understand what is data model and so on. Then we'll share the best practices as well. Okay, guys, if there are no questions, let's end. So when you will be giving assignment to do. So I don't think so. There are assignments for this EDL program, but Chandana might answer this particular question. Are there any limitation number of custom columns and metrics can be created? No, Devi, there is no limitation. What about DAX queries? We will see basic DAX queries in the upcoming sections. About the program assignment, the other offerings of ExcelR, you can drop the question to Chandana. She is the right person to answer that. And also you can drop an email to edl@excelr.com. Okay, guys, if there are no questions for me, I will wind up the session for today, and tomorrow we will be meeting up and doing the basic visualizations. Thanks everyone for your time.
Thank you, Balaji. Guys, do you have any question? Please let me know in the chat box. Nikhil, how can we cross-check our attendance? You can't cross-check your attendance, Nikhil. Sumono, ma'am, please show first page of PPT. Actually, now we are sharing that PPT in LMS. You will get that PPT in LMS. Okay, I will arrange that. Pravalika, ma'am, we have any test or assignments? No, up to now we don't have any update on that. So if my team will decide after that, I'll let you know. Okay. Geeta VP, ma'am, I don't have any issues. Shall I leave? Yeah, okay, you can. From YouTube, Techno, somebody is messaging. Timing, please. It is like 7 to 9. Shweta, you are asking, ma'am, I attended the session yesterday, but I forgot to fill the attendance form. So my attendance will be considered. Yeah, actually, this is for 15 days, right? You have to attend like nine days sessions. So we'll get participation certificate, no issue. 1 day attendance, it won't affect on your certificate. Mallikarjun, no, this is only 15 days, like 30 hours session. Rishita, you just ask with trainer, no, that one. How to get certificate. Before only I told that it's a 15 days program. You have to attend 9 days sessions. So you will get participation certificate. You have to mention your attendance daily. Bhavyashree, in case we get any queries post the completion of course on practicing, how can we reach out for clarification? Drop an email to edl@excelr.com. You will get the answer. Ma'am, can we give our attendance in LMS? Yeah, it will be there. We are updating there as well. You just check once, no? I hope there is no more questions for me. For today, I will wind up the session. We'll meet you on the tomorrow on same time.